The good old lie factory. The dirty tricks machine of Clinton Bush. You see, folks, they generate lies to distract. They make up stories and they point the finger and they get everybody to focus on fake crap. Laura Bush comes out all the detention of minors at the border, and Hillary Clinton's moaning and groaning and referring to it as ungodly and Nazi-like. The detainees at the illegal immigration stations. America has become Nazi Germany. The answer is anything they have to do to keep you distracted from the Lamar terrorist mafia. You know, Triad International, Triad America. So what do? They want to stop a political candidate from becoming president, so they employ the dirty tricks machine. The old dirty tricks, just like Richard Milhouse, dirty Tricky Dick Nixon. Lie, cheat, steal, murder, peddle drugs, traffic in freaking human beings, make huge amounts of money from weapons sales and uranium sales and all kinds of secret stuff that get erased from subpoenaed emails. 33,000 erased emails that were under subpoena. The dirty tricks machine. Hey, look over there. It's distraction of this week, and wait a minute, they're cooking up distraction of next week, and they're going to keep the American people distracted from now until hell freezes over, because this is what they do with the dirty tricks machine. You see, folks, I sort of exposed the savings and loan fiasco in Texas back in the 80s, which was really not the savings and loan fiasco. It was the gangster-bankster fiasco. Hundreds of billions in those days. Today it's trillions. Trillions of dollars being funneled to this, being funneled to that, while Comey and Mueller and McCabe and all this other rot from FBI and Department of Justice, all they do is engage in smoke and mirrors. The lie factory. I wonder where old Adam Hochschild and Mother Jones News is. Let's discuss the lie factory, Adam Hochschild. Mother Jones, Rolling Stone, how about it? Let's discuss the Lamar terrorist mafia. You know, Herman K. Beebe and Bobby Corson and Roland Carnaby and George Mishner and Michael Atkinson, Joanna Herring King, Charlie Wilson, and all the other little clowns around John Connally. You know, Whitey Bulger's little butt monkey friend. Butt monkey friend. John Connally from Houston FBI. And while we're at it, let's talk about the Houston FBI and the Lamar terrorist mafia of Adnan Khashoggi and Mr. Ghorbanifar and the Bin Ladens. Right there in Houston, right, George Bush Sr.? Come on, Poppy. Let's talk about it, Shrub. Old W. Let's get together a panel of people and start taking a real hard, long, deep look into weapons trafficking and clandestine war making from the Houstonian estates. How about that, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton? You see, folks, when old Hillary destroyed her 33,000 emails and wiped all of her servers clean and bleached and smashed all those devices. You remember, folks, she only had one device. Just one device now. You talk about a monumental liar. That's what the Clintons do. They lie, they cheat, and they steal. just exactly like the Bushes. Oh, Laura. Oh, they're holding kids in detaining centers. They're holding children in detainee centers because they are traveling with human traffickers across U.S. borders, and they're showing up all by themselves. A lot of the kids in those detainee centers, Laura Bush, don't have any parents with them to be separated from. Now let's get real, Laura Bush. Let's talk about the Lamar Terrace mob. You know, all those friends of your father-in-law and Adnan Khashoggi and the Bin Ladens operating out of Houston, Texas. Out of Lamar, right there by the Galleria, Laura. You know where the Galleria is. And so doesn't Hillary, and so doesn't Blowjob Bill. The Galleria. You know, where Oliver North and Secord and Poindexter and McFarland and Robert Abrams and, you know, the whole cast and crew of the Lamar Terrace mob. It wasn't just Herman K. Beebe, Peter Bruton. The Houston Post and the Houston Chronicle wanted to talk about Herman K. Beebe endlessly. But they didn't want to talk about Khashoggi, Ghebbanifar, and Bin Laden. Right there in Houston. Isn't this amazing, folks? And oh, smack dab in the middle of Charlie Wilson's war. Isn't that just, wow, that's coincidence, isn't it, Pete Bruton? The Houston Chronicle and the Houston Post and William Webster, the former director of CIA and FBI, old Bill Webster. Let's talk about the Lamar Terrace gang and Triad International. The Triad. Right there in Houston, Texas, Judge Barb Sadler and my old pal and friend up there at Conroe from the Hope and Mays law firm, you know, my lawyers, my Hope and May law firm lawyers, they're old Nelda Luce, Radabow Blair. Let's talk about the Triad. Nelda? You see, folks, they like to lie and they like to smear people. They like to make up dirty, stinking, underhanded frauds to paint people, to discredit them, to make them look bad. Right, Donald Trump? Isn't that what they do to you? The President of the United States is demonized over illegal immigration laws that Bill Clinton and George Bush Sr. and George Bush Jr. and Obama enacted and enforced years and years and years before Donald Trump became president. It's called the Dirty Tricks Lie Factory. Just lie, cheat, and steal. Make up any story imaginable, correct? Madam Hillary Clinton? Hillary Rodham, the Chicago daughter of the mob. Aren't you the daughter of mafia people out of Chicago, Hillary? Oh, wait a minute. That's where Barack Obama's from, Chicago, with Rahm Emanuel. Ain't this fascinating stuff? But let's get back to the weapons trafficking and the secret black operations clandestine wars that were being operated out of Houstonian estates there in uptown Houston, all around Lamar Terrace. Isn't this just fascinating stuff, folks? Because guess who worked in Lamar Terrace for about 15, 20 years? Guess who worked right there? That would be me. I worked for Irma Borlani at the Interfin Plaza. That'll give you some ideas. The Interfin. And I was part of the construction interests at the Galleria, too. On the night that George Bush Sr. came into the hotel with North and Secord to raise large amounts of black money for their secret, clandestine, off-the-shelf, standalone, absolutely no oversight, clandestine warfare operations from the Houstonian estates. Fascinating story, Peter Bruton. And, you know, Talisi Olson, the investigative reporter, the investigative reporter with the Houston Chronicle. Maybe the old Houston Chronicle wants to explain the Triad and the Lamar Terrace mafia of Adnan Khashoggi and his operations with Mr. Ghorbanifar and Mr. Bin Laden, the Bin Laden clan that were operating the airport right next to the Ellington Air Force Base in Houston. And then we can take a saunter over and talk about Buffalo Airways and, oh gee, I don't know, the Southwest Depot. Where do you think all them weapons that were missing from Fort Hood went, George Bush Sr.? You want to take a stab at it, W? All those missing tens of millions of dollars in weapons that couldn't be located at Fort Hood. You think they wound up at the Southwest Depot? Jeff Sessions? Good old Jeff Sessions and Christopher Wray. Let's talk about everything else except the secret, clandestine, private little wars of the Democrats and the Republicans. To sum this one up, folks, the Clintons and the Bushes were sharing that hot tub with Charlie Wilson and Joanna King. The Clintons and the Bushes were sharing the hot tub with the Lamar terrorist mob. Oh, there's a good reason to erase 33,000 emails, isn't it, Hillary? And wipe all them servers clean and smash all those devices. And oh gee, if that doesn't work, you got bleach. You can bleach them, right, Hillary? Make sure they're nice and clean. America, you're being run by an organized crime syndicate. Organized criminals. And, oh, wait a minute. Let's talk about little kids in cages on the U.S.-Mexican border that's been going on for decades. And let's talk about, oh, I don't know, this trumped-up, made-up, fabricated, concocted pile of garbage about how Russia, well, wait a minute, Hillary Clinton's fake dossier. That's how Hillary Clinton cooked it up with her political strategy team there to paint Trump as some kind of a criminal. Right, Hillary?